That's good. Good morning, co banker George. Hope you had a nice weekend. It's a beautiful day out there. And I'd like to thank those who attended the Thursday, the Christmas party in Arcadia. I mean, not Arcadia, in our Hempra office. It was such a good event. Everybody having a good time, good food, good company, and a little bit drinking too. So that's good. Nobody got drunk, so so we didn't get into trouble. That's good. And so we're ready for Christmas, right? They're only 9 days away. So and for those who haven't make their business plan, this is still time to do it. I think this is very important for anybody who wants to get ahead in 2025. Because you need a roadmap to know where you're going. Okay, now with that, I would like to start today's meeting. As you know, that today's meeting will be the last meeting of the year. Because of the holiday, we'll be dark next 2 weeks. Let's introduce the affiliates today. John was the first one who joined today.
Okay.
He's having a fun time, as you can tell. So
Yes.
John, good
Thank you.
morning.
Good morning. Thank you. John Wax with Snap and HD, Natural Hazard Disclosure Reports. I am blessed to be a part of your office and your team. All I can say is this is a time to be thankful and reach out to your clientele, reach out to people, door knock. People want to see you because almost 80% of the industry has gone to sleep to get that business as opposed to someone else. If you're going to take time off, please do so, but also be prepared to be ready for 2025. Customer service is huge. Being there, answering your phones, doing the things that you normally do or should be doing are things that you should always do. And then also, if you haven't put a business plan together, it's a great time on downtime to put a business plan together. Reflect on last year, 2024, see where you are. And then in 2025, set different goals, better goals. And then also, if you need help, I'm going to be available. Just call me. I'd be happy to talk to you and give you some guidance in that regard. My services are available. Snap and HC 24/7 online ordering, but you can always come to me and I can get your reports to you. And remember that this is a time they're thankful. Enjoy spending time with your families, okay? Because that's very important, and they need to see you as well. And I'm going to put my information in the chat, but I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy 2025. And let's do it. 2025 is going to be so much better than 2024, and attitude is 100%. So let's have a great attitude. And thank you so much.
And happy Chinese New Year too, because
Yes.
Chinese New Year will arrive early this year. It's at the end of January. So
Okay.
yes,
Yes.
it's different time every year. So this time they arrive early for the Chinese New Year. So
Awesome. And don't forget, West St. Gabriel does a great party, and guys should attend that. That's going to be a
okay.
fun event. We'll let you know when that is. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, let's Yolanda from WFG title. Yolanda, you look very happy. Can you share your happiness with us?
Yes, because I did all my Christmas shopping already. That's
All
why
right, all right.
I don't have to go to the mall anymore. But anyhow, good morning, everybody. Yolanda Arana, WFG National Title Company. Yes, John is correct. This is the perfect time to prospect for your customers. Contact all your past customers or any potential new customers. This is the right time. And if you have nothing to say to them, just wish them happy holidays and a happy new year. But trust me, customers always have a real estate question or a property tax question. So reach out to them. And I just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from my family to yours. I will be working, so if you need anything, just call or text me. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you very much. I'd like to share your happiness.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Keaton Hammerall from Greyhawk Insurance. Keaton, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing all right. I hope everyone else can say the same. I'm sorry about my camera. I think I'll have to restart my computer, but I didn't want to miss the meeting. So fortunately, I won't have a picture this morning. But um, like everyone else said, marketing yourself is more reminding than teaching. So just drip emails, drip outreach will serve you guys really well. And I wish the insurance market was going to be trending towards a more positive direction next year, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
So we're still battling. I want to remind everyone that staying on top, if you're in escrow, staying on top of the insurance is very important. You can't get a same day quote anymore in the property space. So at least a month in advance, you got to start, reaching out to brokers and getting proposals because, you don't want insurance to be holding up escrow because, that typically is is what's happening currently is everything else gets completed, but then insurance takes forever and you keep having to move the escrow date and can cause complications. So just stay on top of it for next year.
Yeah, insurance is definitely the very important things in escrow because I think statistically that 7% of the escrow fell through because of the insurance. So it's very important to be on top of it, and once you open escrow, you better make sure that you have the insurance for the buyer.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Keaton, for the update, and I hope that the insurance will get better 2025.
Yep, me too.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's see. We have Andrew from PAB. Andrew Wayne, how are you today? Nice to see you back.
Hi, morning team. Just to wish everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And again, it's Spain, we're still open for business, except Christmas, of course. And I have good news to share with you, since we have a new team here. For SBA loans right now, there's no guarantee fee for up to $1 million. So the customer is looking to refinance or purchase existing warehouse, office building, car wash, any type of real estate. For loan amount less than $1 million, currently there's no guarantee fee until September 30th next year. So if any client interested in buying SBA, now's a good time to do, since guarantee can be hefty sometimes. But now SBA is waiving the fee until next year, September 30th. So encourage everyone to go out there, visit customer, have a Zoom with them, and then try to get more business. I'm here to help you, and I'll have my info in the chat room, so you can give me a call anytime. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, everyone. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Andrew, can you tell us a little bit about SBA? How's it different from traditional loans?
Yeah, sure.
Advantages for the buyer?
Right. Generally, there's a couple differences between SBA and regular commercial loans. For example, SBA requires less down payment, but it's 10% down or 15% down. If it's down 10% and SBA requires some sort of hard collateral to go with the loan request, and if you're down 15% and there's no collateral required, so basically customer can be down 15 or more percent, then basically there's no additional house required for the loan. And SBA, if customer buying a hotel, motels, buying office building, buying a warehouse, car wash, storage, and any gas station, any type of loan that does not normally due by banks, SBA is able to accommodate it. And also SBA loans, there's one thing very unique for SBA loan. SBA loan does accept projection basis. So basically, if you have a client going to expand business or buy a bigger warehouse, okay, and even though the cash flow doesn't support at a time, but as long as your customer can supply 24 months revenue projection as well as business plan, and SBA will accept that. Okay. Traditionally, the commercial bank, we do not do loan based on projection. Commercial loan based on past 3 years historical numbers to qualify for the loan, but SBA is different. Okay. And SBA, generally speaking, SBA only apply to variable rate based on prime rate. So current prime is 7.75, and SBA have a different rate range from 1% to 2.75%, depends on type of loan. Okay, and SBA does a secure type of loans. Normally the bank don't do it, but SBA will do it. So I mean, SBA has a way of making loans happen if a customer does not qualify for for traditional type of loans here. So if any question, give me a call. All right, Peter.
All right, thank you, Pedro. All right, I think that's all the affiliates, and Tony is supposed to be our affiliate speaker today, but I guess we nowhere to be found, right? Michelle, can you get hold of him at all?
Yeah, she said she was going to look for him, that he was out on the field, so probably he's not coming.
Okay, so instead of that, we'll open the forum to all the affiliates. And do you have any question for our affiliates today? You can ask them any questions.
Yes, John's gonna come. I think you have a lunch and learn, but that optional wildfire, we don't ever have to check that on an offer, right, John? On
No.
the optional
Exactly. On
wildfire
the
report.
Right, exactly. The wildfire report it's Fortress Fire who puts it on. It's a car partner. It is not mandatory. A lot of buyers agents will check the box, and that's negotiable as to who pays for that. But if they want it, they can always pay for it, and you set it up through escrow for them to pay for it. It is optional. It is not a mandatory thing. It does not guarantee insurance. It's a guide to see what needs to be done to reduce fire risk, wildfire risk on the property. It might say that you need to replace the roof. It might say get rid of a wooden deck. It might say cut trees, remove trees, get rid of brush. It's all those kind of things. And there's a lot of input in that report between the insurance company, CAL FIRE, and other agencies. There's also geotechnical people that are involved that deal with the topography and the climate of the area as to what needs to be done. But like I said, it's just an option, and it's just another way for a buyer to understand what they need to do to make their property more attractive to an insurance company to issue insurance. But like I said, it's not a guarantee. It's still up to the insurance company. Your best bet is getting in touch with an insurance broker, not an agency, because an agency will push you towards CAL FIRE, which is only the fire insurance, and they can take as much time as they want to get that to a quote to you and what they're going to charge. You still have to get the umbrella policies for all the other things involved with protecting your property and the persons on your property.
Thank you.
That's it.
I hope that helps.
Thank you, John.
I would like to ask John, how much is that report? Do you have to pay for it?
It's a set $140. All the companies are. Oh, and the other thing is, we're the only company that does not require you to answer questions like, what's the roof type? What's the siding? Because all the other companies involved have that in place before they'll even issue or place the order through Fortress Fire. We do not. We avoid the firewall. One thing I will also say is order that through escrow, because if you order it for the client and you find out later, hey, I don't need this, you can't cancel it. If you order it through escrow, they will allow you to cancel it. And that's Fortress Fire who set that rule up, not us, the NHD companies. Okay, as far as that goes. But yeah, it's involved. We're going to go through a lot more of that when I do my class. I believe it's on the 20th.
Is it the 20th?
January.
Oh, January. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't have the January schedule. I believe.
Yeah. No, I'm just letting you know. That's what Michelle.
That's good. We're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I'll be there. It'll be lunch and learn.
All right. I like that.
All right. Good stuff.
Okay. I have a question for Yolanda. Yolanda, you know that when we were doing the training on Friday, there's a renewed interest in the Chat GPT. You know, right now the Chat GPT is getting very, very powerful, and there's a lot of features that we can use for real estate. So I was wondering if we can invite Christy back
Absolutely.
Session, in-depth session of
Absolutely.
GPT, So
Absolutely. She's been wanting to come back, and there's a lot of new updates, like you mentioned, Peter. So
yeah.
yes, it's definitely a class that that everyone should take and get updated on all this chat GPT
Yeah.
and all this new social media and what the realtors are
good.
using for
That's good.
promoting
That's
on
good.
online. So
So
we'll
do we
schedule
have,
that.
yeah, Michelle, do we have a slot for January lunch and
Yes,
learn?
we do.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's get Christy back and have a
Okay.
session with GPT. Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no,
Yolanda.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Any more questions for the affiliates? Or any affiliates want to, speak a little bit more on their expertise?
Can share a little bit about the wildfire situation
Okay.
for insurance because I had this conversation a lot with people. As John was mentioning, the California Fair Plan only offers wildfire coverage. And I get this question a lot because, insurance premiums will be really expensive. And then, a client or a prospect will ask me, well, what about the California Fair Plan? I hear that's, a cheaper alternative. Yes, typically it's a lot cheaper, but again, it only covers wildfire, so it doesn't have the liability or water damage or wind damage or any of the other covered perils that would come on a typical policy. So in order to get a more comprehensive package, you need the wildfire California Fair Plan wrapped with another policy that covers all your other perils as well as the liability. So I know it's a bit confusing, and I get a lot of questions about it, but hopefully that cleared some things up, or if anyone has any questions, I can answer that as well.
Oh, okay. Good. Good information.
I have another question, Peter. With the California Fair Plan, does that offer insurance on homes? Or
Yeah,
just,
I think so.
okay, like I said, I wasn't sure. I just wanted to know if that cover homes also.
Yeah, it only goes up to $3 million though. So if you're working on a property that, costs more than $3 million, and when I say cost more, I mean replacement cost, so not like market value, but what it would cost to build the structure from ground to fully built, it only has a $3 million limit. So that's where it also gets trickier for the larger homes that you'll see in Malibu and stuff like that. It's also limited.
Mm.
I didn't know that. That's good information. Keep going, guys.
And Keaton, for the homes, do they have restriction on what kind of panel that you to use for the homes? I know that for commercial apartments, they when you renew the insurance policy, they always ask you what kind of electrical panel that you're using at this time.
Yeah, so the panels are a huge issue on the commercial properties. They're less of an issue on residential single family homes, but it's still something they'll ask.
Okay, I see. Okay, so for the older homes, we have to be really proactive in terms of getting the electrical panel changed, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
also
I'm sorry.
the fair plan you can also do on commercial property. So if you have an apartment or an HOA that's in a wildfire area, the
Mhm.
limit goes up to 20 million on the commercial side. So instead of the 3 million for a commercial property apartment, it'll go up to 20 million.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Any more for affiliates? If not, then I do have some announcements to make. Well, there will be no lunch and learn for this week. As you know that this is a holiday season, so the lunch and learn will be a little bit of on the low side. So, and also know the Friday training this week either Michelle will continue with the RPA after the holiday, the first week of January. And as you know that the RPA has a lot of changes because of the new forms that are released by the CAR. And we're going to go through that little bit by little bit. It's a lot to learn at one time, but we're going to dissect it into different sessions so that you won't be too overwhelmed with it, okay? That's the plan that we have for the training. Will be on RPA and all the new forms that the car has released, going to be released this week. Okay, and also we have a business planning. We have the third and the last business planning today at 2 o'clock. So if you haven't taken advantage of the the business planning session, this is the last chance for you. So come join us in our Alhambra office at 2 o'clock. It will be in person only. Zoom is not available, and also there will not be any recording. So just come in, and then we'll give you a hands-on training on how to formulate the business planning. Okay, today at 2 o'clock, and and this will, as I said, this will be the last meeting of the year. Because of the holiday season, the next 2 weeks will be dark. But rest assured that we'll be here. Michelle and I and Doug will be here to answer your any question in case you need any help. We are 24/7. You can always call us, and we try to help you as much as possible. Okay, so our office is still open, except for the two days, the Christmas Day and the New Year's Day. But nevertheless, the training and the lunch and learn are not going to be have this week and next week and the week after that. Okay, so all right, that's all the announcement I have. So at this time, I would like to call upon Doug Meyer to tell you the business in Arcadia office. Doug?
Hello, everybody. I
Good
want
morning.
to say it was really nice to see a lot of you at the Christmas get-together last week. It was a lot of food and a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you all for of you that have came. I had a good time there. So anyway, so also I want to mention Michelle's training. She is an excellent trainer. If you're not going into her class, please do. She is really, I don't get into every one of her classes, but I try to. But the ones I go to, I learn so much. I mean, she's really good. So be sure you go to that. And also, like some of the speakers said before, what a great time to prospect. Oh my gosh, you're going to Christmas parties, get-togethers and stuff. Just mention real estate in a crowd and sit back and listen. Then everybody wants to start talking real estate, and you don't know who's going to say, yeah, we're thinking of selling our house. Bing, you call them next week, or whatever. I mean, it happens. It really does happen. What a great time to prospect. And I don't mean necessarily knocking on doors. Do you want to sell your house today? But just socializing. Okay. Well, Peter, we've got, unfortunately, we only have 2 listings, but we have a lot coming in. A lot of people are working on listings that they're holding off till the first of the year. But the 2 listings we do have, Andy Sue has a 3-bedroom, 1-bath in San Gabriel on Walnut Street for $1,080,000. And Alden Lai, bless his heart, he's in here with a client right now. A commercial property office building in Irwindale, $15 million. So let's hope that sells right away.
Wow. Good.
To tell you the power of the listing, I'm going to go back on one I mentioned last week on the sales, and then I'll give you our new sales. We have 4 new sales, but the one last week was Stella Guan, a property next door. She listed it. She double-ended it for $1.21 million. I mean, double-ended it. She had the listing. Okay, now here's Alma Aguilar, a listing in Laguna Beach, $2.7 million. Steve Hayashi, a listing in Arcadia, $1,080,000. And Sharon Chow had a listing in Alhambra for $500,000. It was a small condo, and she sold it herself. These are all listings that are selling, guys. What a great time to go out and get listings. I mean, I know a lot of you work with buyers, and that's fine, but really I would spend 75, 80% of your time working on listings, because then you have a solid contract and the person's committed to you for several months and you don't have to worry about getting the commission. Okay. So I encourage you all to get listings. A lot of our sales now are listings, and a lot of them are double-ended. So, stay in there, keep working, keep prospecting, keep a positive attitude. And I think next year, Peter, is going to be a good year. So
Oh, good, very good.
much
I'm
better
glad
than
to
this
hear
year.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Rates are
positive.
going to come down, and
All right.
everybody's going to be happy and start buying and selling, and it's going to be good for us. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Hang in there, guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you, Doug. Doug is right. You know, the listing is the name of the game. You know, once you get the listing, hey, you have the money in the bank. Surely you're going to get your commission. If you represent just the buyer, it's not a lot of uncertainty. You know, it's a uphill battle to trying to get a commission from the seller. So, but if you had listing agents, you know, the commission is automatic almost. You know. You're guaranteed that you get the listing commission from the seller. So listing is the name of the game. Hey, go listing and do whatever you need to do. Door knocking, you know, prospecting. You know, call your sphere of influence. Right, Doc? Sphere of
Right.
influence is the
Absolutely.
best thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. One last thing. Next year is going to be a really good year. Go do a business plan. If you don't do a business plan with Peter and Michelle, give me a call. I'll sit down. I'll talk to any one of you. If you guys need help and you can't reach Peter or Michelle on a weekend or at night, I take calls till about 9 o'clock at night, from 6 in the morning till 9 at night. So I don't care if it's a holiday or day off or what. I will answer your calls if I can, and I will help you if I can. So don't hesitate to call me anytime, any one of you. Okay, please.
Thank you, Doc.
That's it.
Appreciate
That's
that.
it. Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. Okay, now as for our Alhambra office, the listing is also a little bit late. I mean, a little bit light. We only have one listing by Nina Shi for a condo in Monterey Park for 752,000. The selling commission is 1.25, and also the listing commission is 1.25. So you know, if you want to help Nina to get that buyer, that would be good. All right, and also, but we do have 6 escrows, new escrows, 6 sales. So the first one is by Jonathan Su. One is a residence in Monrovia for 1.03 million. Then Jonathan Su is the listing agent. And then Nina Su double-ended the condo in Monterey Park for 608,000. Ruben and Sunshine, they have a residence in Pasadena, 965,000. And Nina Shi has another condo. She is the listing agent, and for $752,000 of a condo in the Monterey Park. Shimmy Cam has a lease in Temple City for 80,400, getting a 3.5% listing commission. And the last but not the least, Ruben and Sunshine has a condo in Pasadena for 435,000. So not too bad for the sales. As you know, then I mean, usually December is kind of light for sales. So we kind of expect that. But as Doug said, hey, you know, 2025 is going to be a good year, and we are all excited about it. The interest rate is going to come down, and there will be more inventory, and the economy hopefully will be a little bit better too, because of the interest rate coming down. So let's prepare for the good year 2025, and meanwhile you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay. All right. Any more announcement, Michelle, that you like to make before I go into my presentation today?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
I'd like to make an announcement. This will be very quickly, but I picked up a co-brokerage listing agreement for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home in Arcadia for 1.4 million at 2816 Foss Avenue, just below Longden. It's been remodeled. I've personally seen it. It's very, very attractive, very well done. one of my old friends asked me to help him. His name is George Guerrero with Advantage Realty out of Chino Hills. We're going to have an Coldwell Banker George Realty open house Friday, the 20th, from about 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Anybody who has any possible interest for a family that needs a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home at 1.4 million, you got to take a look at it. This is going to go really, really fast. So I want to encourage everybody to look at it. As soon as we get the flyer done, I'll forward it to Peter Cam and he can distribute it to everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, please. You send it to me and I'll blast all the agents. Okay, David?
Yes.
Yeah, good job. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, now with that, I would like to share the topic today. Let me see. Well, it's the topics that you're all looking forward to, I'm sure. It's the new forms to be released in December 2024. And as you know, that the CAR released new forms every 6 months, one in June and one in December. And the one in December is going to be out tomorrow. They promised it to be today, but then the last minute they said they were going to be releasing tomorrow. So by tomorrow, you'll see the new forms and also the forms that are going to be revised. There's a lot of forms, and don't get intimidated by it. And as I said all the time, that the forms are, for your benefit. You have to learn it. You have to get familiarized with it. This is the nature of the beast. You're in real estate business, so these forms are very vital and very important for you to. It's just like ammunition for the soldier going to battle. So, but don't get intimidated by it. Although it's a lot of them, digest it, dissect it, and one by one. And then you won't be too much burdened by it. Okay. So, and I will be here, and Michelle and Doug will be here to help you assimilate these new forms and train you in the new forms. So don't get discouraged. Okay. Now, and there are 64 new forms together. Some of them new, some of them are old, and some of them are substantively revised, and some of them are just revised very lightly. And I'm not going to go through all the 64 forms. I will go through the 7 new forms and the 21 substantive revision and the 28 revisions that don't require new learning. So the new forms, 5 for transactional and 2 property management, and the 21 substantive revision to the transactional forms are all these forms. That's those forms that we really have to learn it, and there's no way to avoid it. And then the 28 forms that there are revisions that don't require new learning. Then there are 7 purchase agreements just to conform with the RPA, and 4 listing agreements just to conform with the LA, and 5 forms up to the regular 4-year review. The form I'm not going to get into it too much. And then you have 12 forms silent revision. We're not going to do much revision either. And then you have 8 revision in the property management. And since we are not in property management, I'm not going to go through those forms either. So all in all, I'm going to do the 7 new forms today. And then from the 2 consecutive meetings, I will be doing the 21 substantive revisions and 28 forms and revisions that don't require new learning. Okay, so let's do the new forms first. Then the first of the new forms is the cancellation of agency and confirmation. So actually, it's the amendment to the purchase agreement. Now, this form has 2 uses. The first section may be used to cancel the agency relationship between the buyer and the buyer's broker. before the contract has been accepted. In other words, you have the BRBC signed, but before it gets you get into the transaction, before the contract was signed and accepted, and you find out that the seller is not going to pay the buyer's broker any commission, and the buyer said, I cannot afford it. So if you want to get out of that agency relationship, this is the form that you use. You fill up the first section, and then you cancel the agency relationship with the buyer, and then the buyer and you will part way, and so that there will be no misunderstanding as to whether you are representing the buyer or not. And another situation is when you if you go to another broker, another brokerage, and you want to cancel the existing relationship with the brokerage, and then establish the new relationship with the new broker. And this is the form to do the cancellation of agency with the old broker. Okay, and this this is mandatory, because when you leave the brokerage, you have to take care of the agency relationship with your current client before you go to the new brokerage. And another new one is the ECCB, which is the estimated compensation cost for buyer. Now, as you know, that when you have gotten that permission to get compensation from the seller, there are several scenarios. So, for example, the buyers may pay in full the commissions that they promised to pay in BRBC, or the buyer or the seller pays a portion of it, or the seller pays in full. So all this scenario, it will be different sources of compensation from different sources. So this will be the estimated compensation for the buyer, which is a nice form to use, so that everybody will be on the same page as to how much and how is it going to be paid. And another form. Sorry, what happened? Yeah, another form reciprocal to the buyer, that ECC buyer is the ECC seller, which is the CCCS, which is the estimated compensation cost to seller. So if a seller has different scenario as to how to pay the buyer's broker, and this is the cost estimates for the seller, and that will be pretty useful for the seller to know ahead of time what the cost will be to them. Okay, so another form, the new form is IDA, which is the increased deposit addendum. Now it used to be contained in the RPA, but this increased deposit is not used very often. As you know that if you use the RPA, most of the time there is no increased deposit. But once in a while, there will be some circumstances that warrant the increased deposit. So instead of putting in RPA and have to deal with it all the time in RPA, they have another separate form for it, and which is the IDA, which is the new form that they put up. And in case you have the chance, you need the chance, you need to use it at that circumstances, then this IDA will be used separately instead of contained automatically in the RPA. Okay, and then you have the RPOI. And this is originally called the rental property owner questionnaire. And instead of RPOQ, now you have IPOI, which is a real property owner intake form. So this why they changed name to be intake form is because a lot of people think that RPOQ is the statutory requirement, disclosure requirement. which is actually not a mandatory disclosure, but instead is the information that you gather from the rental property owner, and it is not a disclosure. So you use it for a different purpose. And in it, you have added question related to the disclosure requirement related to the wood balconies and stairs, which is the new law. You have to, it will be effective next year, beginning January 1st, 2025. And then you have added check boxes to the pool and spa safety section to indicate that what kind of safety features are present. So this is actually just information gathering from the rental property owner. Okay. And then we have the TOBR, which is the transfer of buyer's representation agreement. So anytime you leave the brokerage, but you're currently working and go to a new brokerage, you have to take care of this. If you have a buyer representation agreement, you want to transfer the old representation agreement to the new brokerage. So this is the form to use. Now, paragraph 1 will acknowledge that you agree that agrees to the transfer from the original broker to a new broker. And then paragraph 2 addresses whether the original broker will be paid for allowing the transfer. And paragraph 3 acknowledges the termination of the agency relationship with the original broker. And paragraph 4 will instruct the new broker to do necessary paperwork for it. And paragraph 6 will default to the situation where the agent leaves the original broker for the new broker. So now, and this doesn't pertain to the and the agent is not a party to the agreement. It's only between the new broker and the old broker and the new broker, and also usually the principal. So only the principal, the original and the new broker has to sign. The agent himself does not have to sign this agreement. Okay. So if you have any question with that, this is important because when some the agents transfer to another brokerage, they didn't transfer the buyer's representation agreement, and then that they got in trouble when they close escrow and they don't get paid. So that's very, very important that you take care of that before you transfer to a new broker. And then we have the TRPR, which is the offer of tenant positive rental payment reporting. Now, usually, for tenants that want to go to a different, want to leave and apply for another lease in another location, the landlord will want information whether they pay the rent in the old landlord, and if they do, then the old landlord has to get a permission from the tenant to report whether they have made a positive rental payment. So this is a form that are authorized the old owner to report the positive rental payment to any consumer reporting agency. Now, of course, the tenant has the option not to authorize that, and also, if they authorize the housing provider to do that, the housing provider may also charge a fee for this service, as outlined in the form. So this is a new form that you can use for landlord-tenant relationship. Okay, now, as I said, there's a substantive changes in the RPA. Now, RPA, they make it easier to use as far as the brokers, the buyer's brokers compensation is concerned, and they have several changes. So I just want to outline this, and so that you will be prepared for the new RPA, which is going to be released this week. And so you won't have any surprises. There's a pretty substantive RPA changes in the RPA. So the first change that they have is you move the increase deposit paragraph to a new addendum. So instead of automatically contained in RPA, you have a IDA, which is the increased deposit addendum in a separate document. So that increased deposit will not be contained in the new RPA. And then they have a modified paragraph 3G to provide more clarity related to the seller payment to cover buyer's expenses. And notably in paragraph 3G3, now instead of like it is negotiable terms for seller to pay the buyer's broker, it is now affirmative representation that the seller will agree to pay a certain amount for the buyer's broker. So you don't need to negotiate that amount anymore. So everybody will be on the same page. Everybody will be clear of exactly how much will be paid. There will be no confusions. So as a result, the buyer will not be required to provide proof of the compensation agreement because this has been already taken care of, and the seller really doesn't need to know whether how much the buyer has agreed to pay the buyer's broker anymore. And also, you don't need the SPBB in the RPA anymore. So that has been taken out. So now you don't have to attach extra SPBB to get your commission as a buyer's broker. So all is that is contained in the original RPA, and then everything is provided for. And then in the RPA they reformatted and added clarification for the paragraph related to compensation. So it seems that it's much clearer for what is provided in the compensation paragraph. And then lastly, they modified the escrow instruction paragraph to clarify that escrow will provide the disclosure to the buyer of how much the buyer's broker is receiving, and also a disclosure to seller of exactly how much the seller's broker is receiving, as well as any credit being paid to the buyer's broker. So this will contain the modified escrow instruction as well. So everything seems should be very clear, and you don't have to have any confusion as to what to do with regard to the buyer's broker's compensation. So okay, so this as I said today, I just mentioned about the new forms. Those are all the 7 new forms, and also a little preview on the RPA. And on the next 2 sessions, which we will resume the next year in January, I will go through all the other forms that the CAR released in December. So just stay tuned, and we'll revisit these forms next year. Okay. So that's all I have to share today. And any questions? As I said, it's kind of daunting to you guys, because so many forms get revised and modified, and there's so many new forms. But don't get scared or discouraged. We'll deal with it together. Okay. Jimmy, you have any questions?
No.
Nothing in your head? No.
Yeah, Peter.
Peter.
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, I have a question regarding the ECC S and B. Who are we going to be liable for all the estimate, that proceed over there? Because first of all, we, of course, we can always go to the escrow company, title company,
Yeah,
get the estimate of escrow fee and the title fee.
yeah. Well, just
But
estimate. She said it's an estimate. You're not responsible for the 100% accuracy.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
because usually when we do
Yeah.
the net proceed, we need to know, for instance, for the condos, we don't know, how much the
Right.
condo documents is going to be charged. All
Right.
those kind of things, yeah.
Yeah, it's just good to give them an idea, a ballpark of how much those expenses are. That's all. It's not set in stone yet.
Yeah, just an estimate, not really to be
Right. It's just
accurate. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a scenario. Yes. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. Anything else? Pretty quiet today, huh? Everybody's.
But I do believe the CAR probably is going to offer some the trainings
Oh,
or
yeah,
maybe
yeah, definitely.
regarding all these kind of new forms.
Yeah, definitely. And well, Michelle and Doug and I will hold some meetings too on the training on those forms as well, just like when they released the form in June.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, boss. It's Lori.
Hi, Laurie. How are you?
Good. When did you say that the modifications and the revisions of the forms gonna be effective? January?
So the form
Yeah.
is going to be released tomorrow.
Oh, the modified ones, the updated
The new
ones.
form, all the 64 forms will be released tomorrow,
Oh, okay, great.
supposedly. Not
Great.
next year. They will release it tomorrow, so that
Great.
you can use it, for next year.
Yeah, better that way. I
Okay.
like it. Thank you, boss.
Yeah, sure. You're welcome. Anything else? Well, if not, I would wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you, 2025. We're excited about 2025. We're going to have a good year, okay? Together, we thrive.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All
Together
right.
we thrive. Happy
Right.
holidays, everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Merry
coming.
Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Take
Bye,
care.
everyone. Happy holidays. Take care.
Bye.